YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Trix, and we're back at it again today. Damn, it's been a while since I've said that, and I'm glad to be back at it again, bringing you guys some Duel Links content, talking about streaming and making videos. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the deck, of course, and then how I usually do it is talk about how the deck works and then recommendations. But I just want to say before that, full disclosure on Six Samurai is I had a very biased opinion, and it wasn't even my own, that Six Samurai aren't that great. I kind of looked around the community, I watched some videos here and there around Six Samurai and how they work, and it was a lot of negative stuff, saying that they're not that great, there's a lot of problems with the archetype for Duel Links, and I kind of listened to them, those opinions, and I didn't make a deck myself. But I figured, why not come back to them and try them out for myself, regardless of what anyone else says, which I recommend you guys do anyway. And you know what? I had a lot of fun using them, and I actually did pretty well with this deck. Now, let's talk about Six Samurais. If you guys don't know what they do, I'll just point out the obvious one. So, if this card would be destroyed, you can destroy another face-up Six Samurai monster you control instead. Also, as well, to pop any of their effects, you have to have another Six Samurai face-up on the field. So, say you want to use Iru's effect of destroying a face-down defensive position monster at the start of the damage step, you would have to also have a hand of the Six Samurai or Yaichi on the field to do that. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that by now, but I just wanted to make note of that, so kind of a refresher. Now, we have great Shogun Shien in here, and basically, if you control the two face-up Six Samurai monsters, you can special summon it from your hand. And he also has a very useful effect. So, your opponent can only activate one spell or trap each turn. If this card would be destroyed, you can destroy a face-up Six Samurai instead. Very useful effect, very good card. I'd only recommend having one copy, you don't need two. I have one copy of Inishi in here. I've seen some decks using two, but I'd kind of rather go with the other Six Samurai monsters to work off their effects than having two of this guy in here. But let's take a look at what he does anyway. Cannot be normal summoned or set, but you can special summon it by banishing two Six Samurai monsters from your graveyard. It cannot be special summoned by any other way. Now, its effect is pretty good, so once per turn, you can target one face-up monster and destroy that target. But you cannot declare attack this turn that you activate this effect. Keep that in mind. Now, like I showed you guys before, I have 3 Iru in here. 3 Hand of the Six Samurai. I like Hand of the Six Samurai's effect, actually. So, if you control another Six Samurai, you can tribute one of the Six Samurai on the field and target one monster in the field and destroy that target. It doesn't matter if it's face down or not. So pretty good effect. And to me, this is a very key card. No matter what type of Six Samurai deck you're running, I always put 3 copies of this guy in the deck. I highly recommend you guys do that too. His effect is you can target one set spell or trap on the field and destroy that target. Of course, you have to control another Six Samurai to activate and resolve this effect. So basically, you have this guy on the field. Let's say you summon Yaichi. You can start sniping off your opponent's back row. That's why I love 3 copies of this card in the deck. Now let's talk about replacements. We'll just bring up Six Samurai just so you guys can see what I'm talking about instead of me just saying the card name. So, Zanji is another solid Six Samurai monster to have in the deck. I decided to go with Iru because I have 3 floodgates, but a lot of people use Zanji instead because of his effect. So, at the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, destroy the monster that this card attacked. Pretty useful effect. Now, you guys may be wondering, well, why did you have Iru instead of Zanji in the deck? Like I said, it's because I had the floodgates. So you pop a floodgate on no matter what monster it is, get Iru to attack into it, that monster's gonna get destroyed regardless if you have another 6 samurai on the field. So you can you guys have options. You can either use Sanji or you could use Iru. I prefer Iru, but Sanji is a very solid replacement, I would say. Now we'll take a look at the other ones. We got this one. It has to be a face-up Speller Trap to activate his effect. This card can attack twice in each battle phase. So you have that option as well. And then we have Yorizira, who can attack your opponent directly. So, I mean, no one really uses this card, so it's just there if you guys want to use it. I have seen, actually, let me just show you. I have seen Nishashi in a couple of decks, but again, he's not really a popular choice. So you're going to be working with these 3 right here. Okay, all right, now let's talk about the back row. I'm fully aware you guys won't have 3 floodgates. I actually got really lucky getting my 3rd floodgate. It was from when they have a sale on. I think it's $1. I'm pretty sure it's $1.39. It's like 2 packs plus a guaranteed ultra rare. And I got really lucky with the 3rd floodgate because I actually got that one from the $1.39 deal. So if you don't have 3 floodgates, another solid option would be Wall of Disruption as well. I've seen that being used in a lot of decks. So right here, I'm sure you guys all know what the Wall of Disruption does. Mirror Wall is another good choice. I have Kunai with Chain in here just because I really don't use it in any other decks. And I'm using Joey with Field of Warriors, so it's like, hey, you know, why not have Kunai with Chain in there, right? And then, of course, I have 2 Super Rush. This is a very, very good super rare quick play spell card to have in a lot of decks. I've seen it being used. I have 2 copies in here. You know, at least have 1. A lot of 6 Samurai decks run more than 1 powerful rebirth. I only have 1. That is a solid option as well. And I think there is another. It's a trap card. Copy Knight, I do believe, is another option people run. Yeah, there you go. So 1 at level 4 or lower. Oh my god, I can't speak. Warrior type monster is normal summon to your side of the field. Special summon this card as a normal monster with the same name and level as the normal summon monster. So you can use that to use your 6 Samurai's effects, essentially. I don't use it. I wouldn't recommend using it, but it's another option. And of course, the 2 other options you can use in the deck are Curse of Anubis and Windstorm of Atekwa. Those are both very solid options as well. First replay we're going to be going over, I'm playing against myself apparently, my boy Arcana. So dear to my heart. I actually revised my Arcana deck. I will be excited to share what changes I made to it, and it kind of works a little bit differently, but a little bit better. And I only switched up a couple cards, but we're just going to put that on the back burner, okay? Let's focus on the 6/6 right now. So I didn't open up with any back row, unfortunately. This guy picks up his Dark Magic Curtain. He's got that Magician's Rod already. He's like, damn. But we pick up a Mirror Wall, tack into it with my Hand of the 6. He's got Shaolin the Prophet, and he does select the right card type. So I chain the activation so he can't attack into me. Because the whole point is you want to keep your 6 Samurai on the field. Of course, right guys? That's what it's all about. I decided to pop Hand of the 6 Samurai's effect, take out his Shaolin, and attack into him with my Great Shogun Shien that was special summoned, and then I use my Sanji. Now, you can see I did have 1 copy of Sanji in here before, but I decided to take him out because, I mean, if you really want to mix and match like that, go ahead. But I decided to have another Iru in here anyway. Going up against that Mai. Dual tag partners dueling each other here. Because Joey and Mai are tag tournament partners. He's using that balance. We're using that Field of Warriors. So a good thing we open up with the Floodgate in hand. Got that Hand of the 6. We're gonna Floodgate it. She's actually using a Gladiator Beast deck. And then we pick up the Yaichi. Of course, we're gonna summon him so we can start taking out the back row. Luckily, I took out the Wall of Disruption. He activates his enemy controller. Attacks into me with his Dimikari. Now, I was kind of worried here because he starts getting his Gladiator Beast effects off, and when that happens, it's gonna start being a problem. But we special summon Inishi anyway, and then we summon Iru onto the field, attack into him, take out his monsters, pop Inishi's effect. He tries attacking into Inishi, and I use the Super Rush and take out his Bestiary, and that was it right there. That's why I like Super Rush, and it's kind of funny because I was using Super Rush before a lot of people started picking up and using it. It's always been one of my favorite spell cards to use. It has a very powerful effect. You're essentially clearing your opponent's board, like you just seen on their turn. So yeah, it's pretty good. Going up against Rex Raptor, playing those dinos. And I wouldn't mind using Evil Swarm Salamander, so you guys stay tuned for a deck with that in it as well. So we got Mirror Wall in the hand. I decide to summon Yaichi off the bat. Tries attacking into me with his Hydrogeddon. That's a no-go. Don't pay for the Mirror Wall. I summon another 6 Sam. Hand of... Now, I just want to pause it, okay? Hand of the 6 Samurai, we summon it. I think I kind of misplayed here a little bit. If it's not right here, it's coming up. So he puts it into defense position, attacks into it, takes it out. Okay, so I got Great Shogun Shien. This is the misplay right here. So I have Yaichi on the field. I summon my Hand of the 6 Samurai. I pop Yaichi's effect. It's an enemy controller. Now we'll just watch. Let's watch what happens. Okay, so he's going to put it into defense position. I popped its effect. Now, if you want to see why I'm pausing it, is because I actually had Great Shogun Shien in my hand. And I have no clue why I didn't special summon it before I popped Hand of the 6 Samurai's effect. But it's good because I got to go back and look at it and recognize, hey, I made a mistake. I could have finished him off if I would just special summoned Great Shogun Shien. So he ends up taking out both of my monsters. We get a Mirror Wall. He pops anti-magic arrows. Take 1800 to the face. That's okay. We got the Iru. We top decked him. Take out his Black Brachios. Activates Parallel Twister. At this point, we're kind of both in the top deck situation, but that's all that, we pick up the Yaichi. I BM him by activating my Rear Wall and take him out. But I mentioned this in one of my other videos that I think it's important if you're going to take competitive seriously to go back and especially if you lose a duel and kind of just assess at how you lost and what kind of different moves you could have made, because I wouldn't have recognized that until after the duel was finished. And then I went back and watched it. I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I had lethal there. And I could have special summoned my Great Shogun, but I didn't. So again, we open up with Mirror Wall. We got Yaichi. We're playing against that middle-aged woman, Dr. Crowler. And I pop my Mirror Wall before he can attack into me. Pick up a Floodgate, set the Floodgate, summon Hand of the 6. Pop Yaichi's effect. It's a Forbidden Chalice. He chains it. Uses it on my Hand of the 6 Samurai. We special summon the Great Shogun Shien. Attack into him and he pops his Mirror Wall. He pays for it. Good choice. And I knew on his turn with my Floodgate that he would resummon his Ancient Gear Knight. So we're going to plop the Floodgate there. I had another one anyway, right? So I was kind of anticipating him doing that if he didn't have the... what is it? The big one. The big Ancient Gear monster. So I was holding on to the other Floodgate just in case. We're gonna just keep taking out his monsters. Pick up that Yaichi, summon it. Pops another Ancient Gear Castle. I pop that second floodgate, and there you go. He gave up. There's nothing he could do after that, and you know, it is what it is. Alright, last duel we're playing against Yugi Moto. Good old little Yugi. Very dear to my heart. He's one of my favorite characters off the show. Wasn't too big into big Yugi, you know. Everyone is. I kind of like little Yugi a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I know you guys aren't going to have 3 floodgates. It's pretty difficult to get. It's one of the bigger boxes. But, I mean, you have lots of options for replacements. So he's using Grandpa's cards, kind of expecting him to, you know, be trying to draw into his deck. He's got the Wonder Wand, he's got the Blue Dragon Summoner combo. And, you know, let's just say this duel is pretty quick. I got Great Shogunshi in hand and Hand of the Six Samurai. And there you go, it's pretty quick. Now, these matches actually that I'm showing you guys were at Legend rank. And one of them was my promotion match, which I won. So, at Legend anyway, I know that this deck does very well on the ladder. So if you guys, like I said before, if you care about that, I mean, there you go. It works very well. You may see some slight variation with the back row cards and stuff like that. But I had a lot of fun using them. So that's why I wanted to show you guys my Sick 6 deck. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment down below if you need any help on how the deck works. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.